Hi everyone, today we're here to talk about how to narrow the gender wage gap. Before starting our presentation, let's take a brief look at the outline. There are 5 parts in our presentation which I'm going to talk about the issue of gender wage gap. Then, Quinn will talk about equal in education. Next, Sylvia will describe equal in workplace. After that, Wen will discuss which recommendation is better. At last, Frank takes charge of Call of Voice. Basically, gender wage gap was known as a form of gender discrimination, particularly the situation of female salaries is less than male salaries. Almost every country has gender
recommendations. There are 2 recommendations that should be made. First is equal in education and second is equal in workplace. Recommendation 1. Education is the key to reduce gender pay gap. According to Kennedy 2017, 70% males have a higher level of education, while 30% females prefer to stay home for family. This happened due to the cultural norms in many countries. Government should encourage women to have higher level of education, especially in some countries. They should make free education. One of the most significant benefits is that women will have same opportunities as well as equal in salary with men. In addition, there will be an increase in the number of women in the labor workforce. The result, this will lead to an improved and develop in the standard of living in society as well as make the economic growth as a whole. Those benefits are long-term and short-term. However, this recommendation, first of all, will need funding from everyone.
Recommendation 2. It is recommended that organizations and governments should set quotas on companies' proportion of female senior managers. Increasing the proportion of female on the board has a positive influence on narrowing the gender pay gap. This could allow more outstanding women to access to power, higher salary, and overcome commercial bias. By doing this, the difference between gender income can be fixed in a short time, but only a little bit. It needs government actions to force companies to do so. This includes effective policies and companies' cooperation.
The first recommendation postulates that education provides the most effective framework for reducing the gender income pay gap. The government, in borrowing from theory incentives, is encouraging women to get requisite skill and competence. If women become more educated and skilled, then firms will have an incentive to provide them compensation that will be enabled to attract and retain their services. In contrast, the second recommendation requires firms to implement quotas that define the proportion of male and female employees in their management roles. The approach borrows from the representation theory in borrowing that increased female managers' rate would contribute toward that formulation of policies that promote gender equality. In view of the principle outlined in the 2 recommendations, the first solution is more effective because it provides an incentive for firms to reward female employees with more pay.
In conclusion, there are 2 ways to reduce inequalities in gender income: free education and company management's preferential treatment of female workers. As you know, free education can provide equal opportunities for women to acquire the same level of knowledge as men, so that women can compete with men in occupation in the same field. And the other is to increase the number of female management staff to increase the motivation of women workers and give them some appropriate care, so that women can increase the status of the company and can also make women have the same salary. If you like our videos, please subscribe on solution2gwg.government.com or send email to support us.
Created using Powtoon.